Welcome back. In this video, we are going to add the functionality to select an image for our board, and then it should replace the image in our board itself, as you can see here. So you can try to build this yourself. You have seen how to do that with the profile image. It's pretty much the same functionality. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some functions to the constants class. So instead of having everything in my profile activity, I'm going to use those two functions and put them into constants so that I can reuse them in both my classes, in the board class and also in my profile activity class. All right, so good luck with trying that. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to put those two functions into my constants kt. I'm going to need the activity here. So in which activity do I need to start the activity for result? The same goes for our getFile extension. So here, activity. So the thing is, when we want to get the content or the content resolver or start an activity for result, we always need to know from which activity we should do that. So that's why we need to add those. And these are the two functions, so this is the show image chooser and getFile extension, that we can get out of our myProfile activity and use in both of our myProfile activity as well as in our createBoard activity. So in here, what I also need to change is that it's not myProfile activity in which I want to have the pig image request code, but I want to have it inside of my constants itself. Okay, so let's go over to myProfile activity and take the two constants from our object here, from our companion object. Let's get rid of this companion object and put it inside of our constants directly here. And by the way, we need to get rid of private so that we can use it in other classes as well. Okay, so now we can go ahead to our myProfile activity and use the two functions from the constants. So constants dot show image chooser, and I need to pass in this because show image chooser now needs an activity. And by the way, I'm doing this really just to reduce the duplicate code as much as possible. Okay, so if you were wondering why I'm even doing this. Okay, so then read storage permission code is in constants as well. Then I have another error here, same story, constants.read permission code. Then here constants.show image chooser needs the activity as well as this part, constants pick image request code. And then finally, going down here, getFile extension is also in the constants class now. getFile extension, and there we also need to pass this as the activity that will be used in getFile extension, because you can see it needs activity to get the content resolver. So now the thing is, now our functions are prepared so that we can very easily copy them and reuse them. So for example, I want to copy the onActivity result and on the onRequest permission result, those two, and I want to copy them into my createBoard activity. So let's put them in here as well. And now I need to make some changes, of course. So it's not this at the other activity, but it's just this, as well as mSelected image file URI is a variable that we need to create still. So let's go ahead and create a private var mSelected URI, which is going to be a URI nullable, which is just going to be null for now. And then when we look at the code, no more errors. All right. So then we of course need to start the activity. And when do we start the activity? Well, once we click on the image. So it's very similar to what we have done in our myProfile activity, where when we click on the image, which is this one, IV profile user image, we do all of this code. So we basically can copy this code from here and put that into our createBoard activity. So here in onCreate, we can now put this code because we are checking for permission, then we are opening show image chooser, and then we are using read storage permission code in order to request the permission if we don't have it, and so forth. And of course, we only want to execute this code here once we click on the board image. So set on, click listener, and what we want to do is all of that once we click on the image. And then of course, when we get the activity result, we need to be careful with glide. So now we want to use a different placeholder. So here we're going to use IC board placeholder, this one here, as well as we want to put it into IV board image, this one here. Okay, so that's the thing, when you copy and paste, you have to be careful with the minor changes that still occur or need to be edited. Okay, so at this point, we should be able to test this. All right, so there we are. Let's create a new board. Let's select an image, the one from the camera, and there we are. Okay, so that is it. You can see we used the same functionality as we used for the profile image. Of course, we're not permanently storing it. For now, we're just getting it and displaying it in here. But when we press the create button, of course, nothing will happen. But that's what we will implement in the next video. All right, so I hope you managed to get most of this done by yourself, and see you in the next one.